Welcome to LaughNapkin. Today I have 3 stories from r/entitled_parents featuring a bonus story from r/malicious compliance at the end. If you're a fan of these Reddit stories, consider subscribing as I put out new videos daily. Now let's get to it. That's my real hair. So I got my hair done about a week ago. It looks amazing if I do say so myself. I also got a new job at McDonald's, so I see a lot of people. Majority are nice, however there are a few bad apples. I was busy taking orders and stuff because that's what I'm paid to do. I'm behind the counter. When this lady comes up to me, I just took her order not too long ago, a medium number 9 meal and a 6-piece nugget kids meal. So yeah, she had a kid who was in the playland at the time. I've been told by some good friends I've known for years that I low-key look like an elf or a fairy now, which is pretty cool. Anyway, so I'm just doing my job. When this woman comes up to me, let's call her Karen. Karen, hi there. Me, hello ma'am, is there anything I can get for you? Most of the time when people come up to the counter, they just want some extra sauce or something like that. Karen, oh no, it's just that my daughter really likes the color of the wig you have on. She really wants to dress like a fairy and absolutely loves the color and style of it. Can she have it? Me, sorry ma'am, this isn't a wig. I just got my hair done at the salon over at the Walmart across the street. Karen, no, that's a wig. Nobody dyes their hair that color. Now give it to me. At this point, she had the attention of everyone who was at the front. She leans over the counter and tries to grab my hair. I jump back to get out of her reach. That made her mad. That's when my favorite manager came over. She's my favorite because she likes anime and stuff like I do. Favorite manager, is there a problem, ma'am? Karen, yes. Your employee stole my daughter's costume wig and is refusing to return it. I want her fired. Me to favorite manager, I'm gonna run back and get some stuff to stock. Favorite manager, ma'am, that's not a wig, that's her hair. And we, motioning to the rest of the co-workers, all saw you try to pull her hair. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. I didn't really go stock, by the way. I was already done, and I just wanted to get out of that situation. I was standing off to the side, the customers couldn't see me though. She starts going ballistic on my favorite manager, saying how that's not possible, people don't dye their hair crazy colors anymore, blah blah blah. Eventually, my favorite manager gets the store phone and threatens to call the police for attempted assault and for causing a disturbance. So she goes, gets her kid, and leaves. And I die laughing because how can you be that stupid? Entitled parent thinks you need to be skinny to deserve nice clothes. Backstory. So, back when I was 13, normal teenager, pretty conscious of my weight, I was chubby, slightly towards the fat side, and I was completely depressed about it. I tried diets, sports, let's just say it didn't work. Mother, as sweet as she is, she tried her best to make me feel nice about myself, complimenting me daily and taking me out shopping to try new clothes. As I wasn't very appreciative of my body, I hated going out or going to buy new clothes. I always saw cute stuff that was never my size. But one day, I saw this beautiful pair of black leggings with skulls. 13-year-old me had this obsession, kinda still do, with skulls and flowers. So when I saw them at my side, I was excited. Now, that should have been the end, but no. I walk into this store with my mom, we browse clothes, yeah? Well, so did Entitled Parent. We take a bit to look at clothes on the rack. Nice shirts, tried some, didn't go well. My mood immediately went down with each piece of clothing that made me feel not so great about myself. Mom tried her best to comfort me and change my mind. I didn't feel like it. There were like 3 changing rooms, and I was in the first one. Little Brat was in the one beside me, and so that's how it starts. I try a few t-shirts that end up being taken away or replaced with bigger sizes by my mom while I was trying to change back into my clothes. Around the 4th t-shirt, I tell my mom to bring me the specific thing I saw on the rack. So I'm left alone looking at myself in the mirror. That's when I hear the little brat and entitled parent whispering. EP, she's trying on so many. If only she lost some weight and didn't eat as much, she wouldn't have issues. Entitled brat, I wanted to try that one shirt she had, but she did first. I would look fat in it. I heard this and my first reaction was to just get sad. I'm not really one to enjoy getting into face-to-face arguments, as I'm rather a shy, scared person. Mom comes back and they leave to look for more clothes. She sees me depressed, but she assumes it's because I can't find anything I like. She convinces me to at least look in the pants section before we leave. I nod and do so. She went to the first row and I went to the second. That's when I saw my beautiful skull pants and my eyes started sparkling like the child I was. I look at them and because they were black, I felt like I could pull them off, maybe even look good. But before I called my mom to come over, entitled parent approaches me, little brat behind her. Entitled parent, they're really nice, huh? Me, yeah they are. Entitled parent, what size are they? Me, their size, whatever it was, I don't really remember. EP grabs a part of them and checks the material. You know, just analyzing the pants. Entitled parent, they're perfect for little brats. You see, she's skinny but very wide in the hips, so she would look great in these. I look at entitled parent and said, oh, I don't think they have another of this size. It seems to be the only one, the rest are smaller. Entitled parent, there's no need. We're gonna have these. Me, but I was gonna try these. Entitled parent, oh come on, look at yourself, these are too nice for you. I don't think they would fit you anyway. I noticed how many clothes you have tried and I'm sure they wouldn't fit you. Maybe try something from the older section. The older section is basically clothes for people over 50 years old. Here it's pretty common to have bigger sizes for older people compared to the teenager child section of clothes, you know? Entitled parent didn't even wait for me and took the pants. I was pretty embarrassed and just went to my mom who didn't know anything about it. Mom was with her back to me the whole time. There were like a few meters in between she and I, a big store, so she couldn't hear the conversation. She saw me sad, sadder than before, and she was confused, asking me what happened and if I found anything. If I remember correctly, I started crying a little and she hugged me, asking what happened and I don't need to cry, that we can find nicer things somewhere else. That's when I just broke down and told her what happened. Oh boy, she was furious. She asked me to show her where the lady was, but around the time I stopped crying and we started looking for her, a good 15 minutes passed and the chances for her to still be in the store were slim. I just told her that I wanted to go home and she bought me ice cream. I really wanted those pants though, so mom pushed me to check the store again the next day to see if they bought the same pants but bigger sizes. They didn't. The store assistant told me it was a limited order or something and all they had were the ones on the rack. Basically, yeah. Never got my pants, never saw the lady again. 8 years later, I still want those damn pants, yo. Entitled mom almost breaks down the toilet door, then accuses me of being a pervert. So, a bit of info, I'm pretty able-bodied. However, I have issues with double incontinence, meaning I usually wear a nappy or pull-up when I go out for long periods of time. I decided to go look for new jeans at a shop which rhymes with Sparks and Menser when nature happened and I needed to change. So I went into the parents' room. Accessible toilet was out of order and the parents' room has its own toilet as well as the changing area. I'm mid-change when this nut job starts thumping on the door and rattling the handle. I did shout I'd just be a few more minutes, and the hand rattling stops, but the door kept getting banged on, hard. No clue if she thought whoever was in there would magically disappear, but whatever. I finished changing, washed my hands, and opened the door to be met with a middle-aged woman with a rather fragrant baby. She started berating me for taking so long when her child needs changing, and that her kid would most likely get a rash because of me. When she noticed I had no child, she started shouting at me, calling me disgusting for being in there and that I must be some kind of pervert. At this, I just pushed past her and leave. I didn't attempt to explain to her why I was in there, cause she was so irate I didn't think it would matter. What annoys me most about the encounter isn't the insults, but the fact that she didn't know who was in the room before trying to beat the door down. Take my spot? Have fun waiting. This story happened to my dad, but it's my favorite story that he tells me. A little info up front. We're from the Netherlands, and my dad knew the woman was from Belgium due to her license plates and accent. My dad drives a truck with a crane on it, and one day he had a spot reserved so he could do his job. The spot was marked with cones, and upon arrival around 12 or so, he got rid of the cones to be able to park his truck in the spot. Just after he took the cones away, a Belgian lady parked her car there. My dad walked up to her nicely and explained to her that the spot was reserved for his work and asked her to move her car. She replied that she would be back in an hour and that my dad would have to wait. My dad explained that he couldn't wait because the customer would have to pay for another hour of work, and that if she left, he would have to park his truck anyway and that the stamp legs would block her off. He added that this would mean that she would have to wait until he was done with his job at around 5 p.m. The lady left and my dad parked his truck, and the way that the stamp legs were positioned, there was almost no room to spare in front and behind the car. About an hour later, she got back and madly demanded that my dad move his truck. The crane was up and there was stuff in it, so he just couldn't. He told the woman that he had warned her about not being able to leave before she left. The woman got really mad and called the police. The police arrived and asked the woman for her part of the story. Then they asked my dad for his, and he explained what happened. The officer asked the woman if my dad had warned her before she left, and she answered with yes. The police officer simply told the woman, "You can get your car after 5 p.m. The woman left furious, and my dad finished his work with a huge smile on his face. Well, that about wraps it up. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and bell. By the way, I just started a Discord server for anyone looking to be part of the LaughNapkin community. Link in the description below. See you next time.